What would happen if the sun never set for 7 consecutive days, sleeping like a zombie, trees going wild, society collapsing, and would you be the survivor or the first one to get roasted? Comment now, how long could you endure under eternal sunlight? Day 1. The eternal glow-up picture. You wake up, or at least you think you do, but the sun's already blasting through your curtains like it's noon on a beach vacation that forgot to end. No gentle dawn creeping in. Bam, full daylight from the get-go. Your brain, that lazy lump of neurons, is used to the sun's rise and set as its personal alarm clock. But now, it's like someone hit pause on the night sky. At first, it's kind of exhilarating. You feel a weird surge of energy, like you've chugged an extra coffee without the jitters. That's because your circadian rhythm, that internal timekeeper synced to light and dark, gets a massive hit of sunlight, suppressing melatonin, the hormone that yells bedtime at your body. In places like the Arctic, during midnight sun seasons, people report this initial buzz where serotonin levels spike, making you feel oddly euphoric and alert. Your mood lifts. Colors seem brighter, and suddenly you're productive as heck, tackling that to-do list you've ignored for months. But here's the quirky twist. Without darkness to cue your wind down, your body starts whispering confusions. You try to sleep at your usual hour, but it's like napping in a lit stadium, restless tossing, fragmented dreams where you're chasing shadows that don't exist. Psychologically, it's bizarre. Humans evolved with day-night cycles for millions of years, so this throws your pineal gland into a tizzy, the little brain part responsible for melatonin production. By the end of day 1, you're not crashing yet, but subtle signs creep in. Maybe a headache from squinting, or your skin soaking up extra vitamin D, which is great for bones but overkill if you're not careful. It's like your body's throwing a party it didn't RSVP to, flooding you with feel-good chemicals while secretly plotting a hangover. Basically, nature's way of saying, enjoy the light while it lasts, sucker, your sleep schedule is about to get... Day 2. Sleep? What's that? Ever tried pulling an all-nighter but without the choice? Welcome to day 2 of perpetual sunshine, where your bed feels like a stranger. Last night, or whatever you call that bright blur, you probably clocked maybe 5 hours of shut-eye, interrupted by birds chirping at midnight like they've lost their minds. Your circadian rhythm is now officially off the rails, because without darkness, your body can't properly reset. Melatonin production plummets, and cortisol, that stress hormone, stays elevated, making you wired but weary. In real-world midnight sun scenarios, like in Norway or Alaska, locals battle this with blackout curtains, but even then, the psychological toll sneaks up. You start feeling disoriented, like time has melted into one endless afternoon. Fun fact, studies show continuous light can boost serotonin initially, lifting spirits, but it also disrupts deep sleep stages, leading to grogginess that no amount of caffeine fixes. Your brain, craving routine, might invent phantom vibrations or make you hyper-aware of every tick of the clock that doesn't matter anymore. Behaviorally, it's hilarious in a tragic way. You're more impulsive, maybe binge-watching shows at night while the sun mocks you from the window. Human behavior turns bizarre. People report increased social activity, like impromptu barbecues at 3 a.m., but underlying anxiety bubbles. It's as if your nervous system is a toddler denied nap time, cranky, erratic, and prone to meltdowns. Wrap it up with this. Your body's basically gaslighting itself, pretending it's fine while plotting a full-scale rebellion against the never-setting sun. Day 3. Mood swings and vitamin overload. Some days, your brain decides to play emotional roulette, and today, it's landing on every number. By day 3, the constant blaze has your serotonin surging like a stock market boom, but without night's reset, it's unstable. You swing from euphoric highs, laughing at nothing, feeling invincible, to irritable lows where even your coffee mug annoys you. Psychologists studying polar regions note this midnight sun mania, where endless light mimics bipolar episodes, tricking your brain into overdrive. Physiologically, you're absorbing vitamin D like a sponge in the Sahara, which sounds awesome. Stronger bones, better immune function, but excess can lead to calcification or kidney strain if you're not hydrating like a camel. Your skin might start protesting with burns or rashes, reminding you humans aren't solar panels. Bizarrely, appetite shifts. Without dark cues, ghrelin and leptin, hunger hormones, go haywire, so you're either ravenous or forgetting to eat entirely. Imagine wandering your town, where everyone's acting loopy, kids playing soccer at what should be bedtime, adults debating philosophy over eternal brunch. It's a social experiment in chaos, highlighting how light governs our psyches more than we admit. End on this jab, your mind's like a phone on permanent bright mode, draining battery fast, with no charger in sight. Day 4. Plants go rogue, animals freak out. Your backyard, once a polite little patch of grass and petunias, is now staging a full-on rebellion. By day 4 of non-stop sun, photosynthesis is cranked to 11. Plants are gulping CO2 and spitting out oxygen like overachieving factories. Leaves thicken, stems stretch toward the sky in a frantic growth spurt. And your tomatoes? They're swelling so fast you can almost hear the skins cracking. It's like Mother Nature hit the fast forward button on every green thing, but she forgot to tell the roots to keep up. Soil nutrients vanish overnight, leaving weaker plants gasping and yellowing by what should have been dusk. Meanwhile, the animal kingdom is having a collective meltdown. Nocturnal critters, owls, bats, your neighbor's creepy cat, are stumbling around in broad daylight, pupils shrunk to pinpricks, bumping into fences like drunk toddlers. Diurnal animals, meanwhile, never get the time to chill memo, so birds keep chirping mating calls at 2 a.m., squirrels hoard acorns in endless loops, and dogs stare at you with bloodshot eyes, begging for a darkness that isn't coming. Studies from polar summer research stations show wildlife stress hormones spiking. Cortisol in reindeer blood hits levels usually seen in chase scenes from nature documentaries. You step outside and it's a surreal circus. Bees buzzing in confused spirals, flowers blooming and wilting in the same afternoon, and somewhere a raccoon is napping in your recycling bin because it gave up on night. Ecologically, food webs wobble, predators miss their hunting windows, prey can't hide, and the whole balance teeters. Your brain, already fried, now has to process this backyard apocalypse while you water plants that look ready to audition for Little Shop of Horrors. Punchline, congratulations, you're living in a 24-hour salad bar where the lettuce is winning. Day 5. Heat stroke chic and sweat fashion. Sweating isn't a suggestion anymore, it's your new full-time job. Day 5 under the unrelenting sun turns the planet into a giant skillet, and you're the egg that forgot to flip. Surface temperatures climb past anything your weather app has ever screamed about. Asphalt softens like warm taffy, car interiors hit oven levels, and your phone warns, device needs to cool down while you're still holding it. Without night's cooldown, heat accumulates daily, pushing urban heat islands into triple digits even in places that usually brag about mild winters. Your body's cooling system, sweat glands, blood vessel dilation, works overtime, but humidity from evaporated oceans and lakes traps the warmth like a greenhouse on steroids. Dehydration sneaks up, you chug water, but electrolytes vanish faster than your motivation to leave the house. Medically, heat exhaustion morphs into heat stroke territory, confusion, racing pulse, and the delightful sensation of your brain simmering in its own juices. Fashion evolves out of desperation, foil blankets as capes, wet towels as turbans, and someone selling sweat chic tank tops that say, I survived the forever noon. Psychologically, heat amplifies every irritation, road rage spikes, arguments over AC settings turn medieval, and your patience evaporates with the puddles. It's like the sun decided to roast not just your skin, but your last nerve. End with this, your body's basically a rotisserie chicken that still has to file taxes. Day 6, Society's Meltdown Mixtape. By now, civilization is running on caffeine, spite, and whatever's left in the energy drink aisle. Power grids groan under constant air conditioning demand. Brownouts flicker like bad strobe lights while everyone argues over who gets the last working fan. Workplaces abandon 9 to 5 because when is 5? And productivity nosedives into a pool of collective delirium. Schools close, offices go remote, and the internet becomes a support group for people who miss darkness. Social norms dissolve faster than ice cubes in hell. Midnight Sun studies from Scandinavia show crime rates can dip initially from sheer exhaustion, then spike as sleep deprivation fuels impulsivity. You witness bizarre human behavior, grocery store brawls over blackout curtains, pop-up nap pods in parking lots, and conspiracy theories that the government installed a second sun. Relationships strain, couples fight over thermostat settings, friends ghost each other for hogging shaded benches, and introverts achieve new levels of hermitage behind triple-layered blinds. Your own psyche frays, time loses meaning, memories blur into one long, sweaty highlight reel. Hallucinations flirt at the edges, shadows that aren't there, whispers of night you can't confirm. It's peak human absurdity, a species that conquered fire, now defeated by the original one. Wrap it up, Society's playlist just skipped to the breakdown solo, and the sun's the DJ who won't stop. Day 7, Global Chaos and the Big Reset. Finally, the grand finale, or at least Day 7, where the sun's endless spotlight has turned Earth into a baked potato that's way past done. Oceans are evaporating at record speeds, pumping humidity into the atmosphere like a planetary sauna on steroids. Weather patterns? Forget 'em. Without night to cool things off, storms brew with ferocious intensity, massive hurricanes spin up from overheated seas, flash floods drown lowlands, and wildfires rage unchecked across tinder-dry forests. Your local forecast is basically apocalypse with a side of sunburn as jet streams wobble and polar ice melts faster than your ice cream cone in July. But here's the ironic kicker. Amid the mayhem, innovation sparks. Blackout tech booms, solar shields for cities, underground bunkers turn trendy, and apps that simulate night with VR goggles. Your brain, that resilient blob, starts adapting in weird ways. Some folks report heightened creativity, like painting masterpieces at eternal dawn or solving puzzles in a haze of delirium. Yet biologically, it's unsustainable. Organ failure looms from chronic heat stress, immune systems falter, and fertility rates plummet as bodies prioritize survival over baby making. Imagine the world as a pressure cooker that's been on too long, steam building, lid rattling, ready to blow. Societies fracture into sun-worshipping cults versus shade-seekers, debates rage over geoengineering fixes like giant space umbrellas, and you're just trying to remember what stars look like. In the end, this solar marathon exposes how fragile our blue marble is, all because one star forgot to clock out. Basically, the universe's way of reminding us, too much of a good thing is a cosmic prank. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.